Greetings and welcome back to the No Channel. This is Bernadette Johnson. I'm also known as Keziah or Kizzy. And today I'm coming to you with another part to the Carlee Russell series. This is part 6. And actually, after doing part 5, which was some months ago, I didn't have a clue when I was going to do another part to the Carlee Russell series. But lo and behold, here I am with part 6. Now, this one may come off as a little strange, but stay with me and you will understand, what the message that I'm trying to relay in this video. As you can see in the title and also in the thumbnail, I ask, what do Donald Trump, Sandra Bland, and Carlee Russell have in common? What I'm meaning is, last week on Saturday, which is, a week from today, an attempted assassination was made on Donald Trump. And of course, we know that Sandra Bland died. She died in a Texas jail, the jail in Texas. And of course, Carlee Russell went missing. And of course, you know the whole story behind that. So today we're going to talk about what do each of these cases have in common. These look like totally unrelated stories, unrelated incidents. And of course, Sandra Bland, her story is older than Donald Trump and Carlee Russell. So what do they all have in common? Let's continue. So this was on Wednesday. I was listening to a YouTuber named Vicky Dillard, and she has a YouTube channel called Vicky Dillard TV. Now, Miss Vicky Dillard, she's a part of the Black conscious community. She delves in a lot of, discussions about reparations for African Americans, the foundational Black Americans. She's down for the Black cause. And she also delves into a lot of deep spiritual matters regarding the Black people, everything, our ancestors and all of that. So I would recommend you check out her YouTube channel because she can go deep in a lot of her discussions. And she's very authentic and she's original. Now, I originally started listening to her when she was affiliated with Fly Nubian Queen platform that was owned by Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with him, but he had a YouTube platform called Fly Nubian Queen, and it was a platform where mainly Black women would contribute. A lot of them already had their own platform, but they also contributed on Fly Nubian Queen to boost their platform as well. So that's when I first started listening to Vicky Dillard. And then she's no longer affiliated with Fly Nubian Queen. She now has a YouTube channel of her own that's, seems to be thriving pretty good. So once again, it's Vicky Dillard TV. Okay, so anyway, this was this past Wednesday. I was listening to this video here that's on the screen titled Vicky Dillard Speaks on Donald Trump's Assassination Attempt. And then she also discussed other things, but I just want to focus on the Donald Trump's assassination attempt. And in this video, she brings up some, more incidents that happened on that same date, which was July the 13th. And some outside of Donald Trump's attempted assassination, she also mentions, well, here it is right here, which as you can see is July 13th. So his attempted assassination attempt. And then she also talks about Sandra Bland, which I was not aware that Sandra Bland was found dead on Texas jail on July 13, 2015. So that's been some years ago. So a lot of the details got kind of fuzzy. But I did not know that she was found dead in her cell with what they ruled as a suicide. But a lot of us are not buying. But this also happened on July 13th. And then she continued with other incidents that took place at the same time, the same day of that Trump assassination attempt took place. Now, this also took place on July 13th, 2024, where the Israeli strikes, they were trying to take out a Hamas military leader, and in the process, they deleted 90 people in Gaza. And then, as you can see, this took place on July 13th, once again. And then she also mentions another situation with Vladimir Putin, where it was announced and it was reported that there were several assassination attempts made against President Putin, also on July 13th, 2024. So as I was listening to her, I was like, so what is it about this date? And she's going to be doing a webinar on August 8th, where she's going to expound more on how Sandra Bland and Donald Trump's attempted assassination, how they're all connected, I guess, with this July 13th date. So hopefully, in that webinar, I will get an even better understanding on how they are connected. So as I was listening to her, I was thinking about this July 13th date. And as you all know, I did a series on the Carlee Russell because I followed her story closely. And then I remembered, I said, wait a minute. Carlee Russell's case, when she went missing, also happened during the month of July. And while I was listening to Vicki Dillard, I was led to look up the Carlee Russell case, even though I did, videos on her. As far as like the actual dates, it got kind of fuzzy. So I decided to do a Google on Carlee Russell, when did she go missing? Lo and behold, when I pulled it up, voila! July 13th is when she went missing. And I, of course, in Wikipedia, here it is right here. On July 13th, American nursing student Carleethia, that's her full name, Carleethia Nicole Russell, allegedly disappeared for 49 hours from her home in Hoover, Alabama. Now, I said, no, is this a coincidence? I don't think so. And of course, a lot of people in the conscious community, they say, oh, there's no such thing as coincidences. So, of course, for those of you who bought into the hoax narrative, you see her going missing July 13th, the same date, month and day, Trump's attempted assassination, the same day Sandra Bland was found dead in her jail cell, the same day where the Israelis tried to take out a prominent Hamas leader, the same day it was announced that there were several attempts made on President Putin. No, this is not a coincidence. And for some reason, I never bought into the hoax narrative of Carlee Russell. The only time I was halfway swayed was when it came out that she admitted that she lied, but it didn't take long for me to revert to no, I'm not buying it. And this is convincing me all the more that there is something to this Carlee Russell case that they're not telling. And I truly believe in due time, things are going to come out. So yes, I do believe Trump attempted assassination, Sandra Bland, Carlee Russell, and the other ones I mentioned about Hamas and Putin, they're all connected. There's something about this July 13th date. Now, I'm not going to be too long because, see, I don't know of course, I don't know everything. But there's something about this date. And, of course, 13 is also a significant number with the United States as well. Oh, and before I go into that, It was also reported that Carlee Russell went missing for 49 hours. Now you ask, what's the significance with 49 hours? Okay, well, let's do a little basic math, just a basic arithmetic. Let's just add 4 plus 9. What you get? 13. You get 13. Once again. And like I said, 13 is also a significant number with the United States. The 13 original colonies. And other things, related to the number 13. So, this is pretty much all that I have. So I'm just sharing this little video for some food for thought. So what is the significance of these different cases, these incidents with Trump, Sandra Bland, Carlee Russell? So this is proven to me that I was actually onto something when I followed the Carlee Russell story, and I did not buy into the narrative that it was a hoax, that she was lying, that she made it up. And I know a lot of people bought into that narrative. A lot of our people bought into that narrative that she was lying. And this is letting me know that this was more than, this was not just some flighty little girl making up a story that she saw a child on the side of the road in order to get attention, in order to get sympathy and keep her relationship with her boyfriend. No, not buying it. Now, am I saying that everything about the story was true? How she was kidnapped? Now, I may not necessarily believe that, but as those of you who watched my entire series, I had said that that was possibly a false memory. But there is something to this Carlee Russell case that's deeper than just a girl lying. And honestly, I don't believe she was lying. Like I said, that memory was probably a false memory. That's probably the only thing about the story that's a lie. And them saying it is a hoax is a lie. So I'm just sharing this just to give you all something to think about. And maybe after watching Vicky Diller's webinar, which is August the 8th, it's a free webinar. And I encourage you to check out that video that I shared, the screenshot of her video that I shared. Because she really raised some interesting points and some thought-provoking points. And I will hope that this video I just shared with you is also thought-provoking, to give you something to think about. Don't be so quick to buy into the narrative that the media puts out. Because the media, yes, they may share some things that are true, but they also share a whole lot of lies and deception. And also, don't be so quick to throw your own people under the bus. And it seems like our people are quicker to throw the black woman under the bus than they do the black man. A lot of times they try to make all of these excuses and say, oh, all these, it's a conspiracy that when it comes to black men. But look, like with black women, they're quicker to throw her under the bus and buy into the narrative that the media puts out. So I'm just beseeching you all not to be so quick to do that. So hopefully this video give us all something to think about, because it has me thinking too. And hopefully, later we'll get a better understanding on how all of these cases are connected. So I believe that's all I have. Thank you all for listening. And also, please like, share, and subscribe to the No channel. And also leave a comment. And if you have some insight of your own about this, what I just shared, please feel free to share it in the comment section. I welcome comments. I mean, you may not agree. That's okay. That's okay. Time will tell. That's all I have to say. Time will tell. And also, and we're living in some exciting and interesting times. I mean, it's hard to keep up with it all. There's so much going on. It's exciting. But we have to make sure we're prayerful. We have to make sure we use wisdom and discernment, because the thing is, so much being thrown at us. Sometimes we can get it can be a stumbling block. I put it that way. It can be a stumbling block, and we can get some things, get misinformation and all of that too. So I just advise everyone and encourage everyone to watch and pray. Once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Until next time, be blessed.